Okay.
Okay. I do. Thank you. 3 people made sure that I had it in my hand. Thank you very much.
Also have a
Rock Valley College Board of Trustees, Community College District Number 511, a public budget hearing, and then a regular board meeting agenda. I will first start with the public budget hearing, and so I'm calling that to order. And I call to order the fiscal year 2026 budget hearing for Rock Valley College. Ms. Secretary, please call the roll.
Not required.
What?
Not required.
I'm just saying, I'm reading the script.
Oh, okay. According to my agenda, just open
Since it's a budget hearing, we have to call that to order, correct?
Yep.
Right,
Yes.
right. So please call the roll.
it. Okay.
Trojan.
Yes.
Simpson.
Here.
I'm just saying present. Nelson.
Here.
Blake.
Here.
Goldsmith. Here. Salto.
Here.
Kudia.
Here.
For the purpose of the minutes, since we don't have it on the agenda, we haven't allowed the board member by attendance for the public budget hearing, but we will be allowing it for the public board meeting agenda. So while we appreciate Trustees Soltau's and Kadia's participation, I don't think officially we can have them join the meeting unless what do you say, Matt?
You have to vote on them.
We'll make a vote on it even though it's not on the agenda?
It's on the agenda, the regular meeting agenda, to vote them in.
It is on the second part, but this is a separate meeting technically, so.
So this is just a hearing.
The public meeting. Yeah.
Do I have a motion to allow Trustee Soltau and Trustee Kadia to join remotely?
So moved.
Seconded by
Second.
Kristen Simpson. Roll call.
Trojan.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Nelson.
No, I agree with the chairman.
Blake.
Yes.
Goldsmith, yes. Salto.
No,
No.
she can't vote
Okay,
yet. She
sorry.
can't vote yet.
Sorry.
Gorski votes yes.
Gorski votes yes.
So they're
Motion
allowed
carries.
to participate in the public budget hearing?
No, I voted no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you voted with me before I actually voted, so,
Oh, well, that's all right.
okay. Yeah, it still passes. All persons desiring to be heard on this matter will have an opportunity to present oral testimony to the Board of Trustees. Prior to receiving oral testimony, I would like to ask Ellen Olson, Vice President of Finance, to give the public additional information on this issue. Ellen Olson.
Thank you. On April 22nd, the Board of Trustees approved the tentative budget for fiscal year 26. The college published the notice of hearing in 2 papers. The budget has been on display in Financial Services Office since May 22nd and available online as well for public viewing. There have been no changes to the fiscal year 26 budget. The total budget includes contingency of $3,797,260 and is a total of $233,618,543. Operating funds budget is $69,326,152, which includes that contingency. Non-operating funds budget is $164,292,391. That is the breakdown of that is capital projects at $119.5 million, bond and interest $14.5 million, auxiliary funds $16.4 million, restricted and grants of $18.9 million, trust and agency, which includes student clubs, $714,000, audit, $60,000, liability protection and settlement fund of $1.8 million, OPEB is a reversal, actually, of $7.8 million, which is the other post-employment benefits from the state of Illinois, and SERS at $250,000, and that is the state university retirement system. Mr. Gorski, this concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ellen, and to you and your entire department and everyone here at RVC that contributed to the budget development. Does anyone present have any questions concerning the fiscal 2026 budget? Is there anyone who wants to present any oral testimony or arguments? 2, 3. Hearing none, thank you. Having none, received no oral testimony regarding the proposed fiscal year 2026 budget for Rock Valley College, I'd like to have a motion to adjourn this budget hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Trojan, seconded by Simpson. Roll call.
Hold on,
Yes.
hold on. To close, this is to approve.
This is to close the
Closing
public
the
budget
open
hearing.
Okay. Trojan,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Blake,
Yes.
Goldsmith, yes. Salto?
Yes.
They don't, okay.
Yeah, they get to vote.
Kudia,
Yes.
Gorski?
Yes.
Motion
Okay.
carries.
Okay, so the fiscal year 2026 budget hearing is now closed. I would like to call to order the regular board meeting of District Number 511 on this June 24th, 2025. And could we have a roll call?
Trojan,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Blake,
Yes.
Goldsmith, yes. Salto?
Yes.
Kudia,
Yes.
Gorski?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Question for our attorney, will that first allow, well, okay, so we've allowed them, all right. So we've already dealt with C, and now communications and petitions, public comment.
There are no communications or petitions or public comment.
Recognition of visitors.
No recognition of visitors.
All right, so we're under regular board meeting item F, adjourn to closed session to discuss the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees, specific individuals who serve as independent contractors in park, recreational, or educational setting per Section 2C1 in accordance with the Illinois Open Meetings Act. Do I hear a motion?
I move to adjourn to closed session to discuss the
Okay.
appointment.
Yeah, sorry,
You did that.
I jumped the gun on it.
okay.
I
there.
need a second.
So Bob
My
and
moment in
Tristan
the
again, so.
Okay,
Second.
Guess they're going to show it. Yeah.
hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, Trojan,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Nelson,
No.
no. Blake,
Yes.
Goldsmith, yes. Salto?
Yes.
Kudia,
Yes.
Gorski?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Did I close the doors?
So what technology do we need to enable for this close or disable for this closed session?
Close it.
I'm going to give our staff and guests a few minutes to sit down. Okie dokie. We're going to reconvene the open session. We didn't take any final action in the closed session, and now we're coming back into open. I'm having a moment here. I don't have to vote on this, do we? No. I'm just getting tired. Long day. Okay, so general presentations.
No general presentations?
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of both the May 13th, 2025 Committee of the Whole meeting and May 27th, 2025 regular board meeting?
So moved.
Moved by Bob Trojan, seconded by Kristen Simpson. Roll call.
Trojan,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Blake,
Yes.
Goldsmith, yes. Salto,
Yes.
Kudia,
Yes.
Gorski,
Yes.
motion carries.
Okay, just to give a heads up, I'm going to be requesting, and will we need a motion for this matter, or could I just move agenda items? No, to move. Okay, so what I'd like to consider first, and it'll be a surprise to some of the staff, is I'd like to vote on the personnel report, item 13 under, well, item 13 technically, right? BR 8298. Do I have a motion to approve personnel report BR 8298?
So moved.
Moved by Bob Trojan, seconded by Kristen Simpson. Roll call. Oh, any discussion? No discussion. Roll call.
Trojan,
No.
Simpson,
Yes.
Nelson,
No.
Blake,
Yes.
Goldsmith, yes. Salto,
Yes.
Kudia,
Yes.
Gorski,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you for allowing that minor diversion. I have another minor diversion too. I'd like to bring forward the budget, which is action item number 4, and then action item number 5. So I'd like a motion to approve action item 4, approve the fiscal year 2026 final budget BR 8289.
So moved.
Moved by Trojan,
Second.
seconded by Kadia. A roll call. Oh, discussion on the budget. Hearing no discussion, roll call.
Trojan,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Blake,
Yes.
Goldsmith, yes. Salto,
Yes.
Kudia,
Yes.
Gorski,
Yes.
motion carries.
All right, and I'm looking for a motion to approve action item 5, approve the certificate attesting to the fiscal FY 226 final budget BR 8290.
So moved.
Moved by Trojan.
Second.
Seconded by Simpson. Roll call. Oh, any discussion? And this is just a certificate, so. Thank you. Roll call.
Trojan,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Blake,
Yes.
Goldsmith, yes. Salto,
Yes.
Kudia,
Yes.
Gorski,
Yes.
motion carries.
And another diversion, my last one, hopefully. Action item 2B, purchase report B, item, the first item under the fiscal, I'm looking for a motion to approve fiscal year 2026 purchases BR 8287B-1. And as a reminder, this is the purchase report that involves some of our field upgrades here, athletic fields. They have a motion.
So moved.
Trojan,
Second.
is that Soltow or? Okay, so Crystal Soltow, second. Any questions? And I'll take it going down the aisle. So
I don't have a question, I have a comment.
John Nelson, comment. John Nelson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Over the weekend, I spent some time just south of Lexington, Kentucky, and learned that ESPN had done a piece on how it came about that many of these artificial turf fields came into existence to begin with. And the way it happened was that the big money is in TV, of course, and TV wanted to be able to schedule all of the football games at specific times. And they told all the universities that they had to install turf because turf drained better, and if it rained in the morning, then they could guarantee that the game would proceed in the afternoon at the scheduled time. And when the factor of injuries was brought up, the TV people told the university people, these people are getting a free education, and if they don't like their chances of getting increased injuries, they can go somewhere else. And I hate to be a part of that, and so I am going to vote no, and for other reasons that I've expressed before.
And I'm just going to go down the line here. Kristen Simpson, any questions?
I also did some research, and that was my concern, was injuries, but everything that I read was saying that they've been working on improving the injuries for athletes with the new turf that's coming out. My mic is like crazy loud. Heat was one of the things that I thought was interesting because of being so hot the last, so we do need to be careful on that if it does pass, is that the turf can get extremely hot, hotter than grass. I was really torn this whole time because no matter how you put the question, it goes whichever way you're asking the question online. So if you're asking it towards turf, it's going to talk about how great turf is. If you're asking towards grass, it's going to, so I was struggling to find what I needed. And I guess what it came down to is that just moving ahead and trying to, as a standpoint of like trying to recruit new students, I am going to actually vote yes for it. And again, I spent a few hours today looking into the information. And like I said, just as a, moving ahead with the times and trying to, be appealing to any new athletes coming in. And that's it. That's all I'd like to say.
Thank you. Trustee Trojan.
Yes, I've done a lot of research too, but I would like to ask Dr. Spearman if you and your staff have done any further looking into any new facts you'd like to present to us that maybe we were not aware of as a group?
Yes, thank you, Trustee Trojan. We looked into the high schools in the area, about 22 high schools in the area, and 10 out of the 22 have turf, including all of the RPS schools, Harlem, and we most recently mentioned the installation of turf for Huntington as well. We researched 29 colleges in the state, consisting of our community colleges, Region 4 colleges, as well as Rockford University. 12 colleges have turf. Rockford University has turf, but they're scheduled to have a groundbreaking press conference on their multi-purpose turf athletic field tomorrow. At least that's what I just read. And then regarding, I know there was a concern regarding shoes, but regarding shoes, students are encouraged to purchase molded versus the metal cleats. And the reason why is because the molded you can use or wear the molded on grass or on turf. But I'll be honest with you, most students have at least a second or third pair of shoes when they play anyway. And the last thing is there was a question regarding the companies, Real Construction and Field Turf USA, and both, my understanding, both meet the RBO policy.
Okay. Any other questions, Bob?
Yes, and just to continue, I did research and I visited Hananiga, actually, who now has turf. And their primary reason for putting in turf is so that they can extend the athletic year. Because as you know, up in the north, we have some wicked springs, we have some wicked winters, and our athletes play in all those conditions. So to them, it was more that than almost anything else.
Okay. Any other questions, Bob? No? Trustee Goldsmith? No?
Nothing.
Trustee Soltow? Any questions, comments? Trustee Kadia?
Yeah, well, the only comment I have is that, as many of you know, I did work at the First Park District about 20 years, and during that time, we had pros and cons discussions about turf or, natural grass. And I retired 11 years ago. 14 years ago. So I'm sure there have been a lot of changes and new data, but I think there's always going to be pros and cons. So I think we just have to vote our conscience as to, based on the information we've received and some of the research that each of us has done. So at this point, I am going to just let you all know that I'm basing my vote on not only experience with their having been a staff person at the Rockford Park District, and weighing the pros and cons as presented. So that's all I wanted to share right now. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Blake?
No comment.
No comment. My comment is majority of the peer-reviewed studies on the injuries indicate higher incidence of injuries on turf rather to a well-maintained grass field. Now, a poorly maintained grass field is worse than either turf or a well-maintained grass field. So for that reason, I can't support it, but I do appreciate everybody's kind of interest in it. I do want to say that, and I'll be commenting on it later in the meeting also, I was a little disappointed that the injury wasn't addressed in the first run of the information that was presented to the board, given that it's kind of a hot topic within that particular industry. And then on the second pass, that the information it looked like it was just kind of glossed over. But that said, I do appreciate the second pass of information and the additional research and then the additional information that President Spearman just offered today. But that I would say at one time, people thought everything evolved around the earth. People believed in burning witches, and that was the majority thought in certain regions. So majority opinions on stuff don't necessarily impress me a whole lot. So in the future, I wouldn't really use that to impress. So that very much. I think, unless there's any other questions, I think we should have a roll call on this one. Roll call.
All right. Trojan.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Nelson.
No.
Blake.
Yes.
Goldsmith, yes. Salto.
Yes.
Kudia.
Yes.
Gorski.
No.
Motion carries.
All right. So now we're going to return back to the beginning of the action items, unless there's an objection to that. And if anybody wants to exit or stay, that's your choice. But
Crystal, mute your phone.
What's going on over there?
okay. We're at action item 1, approved claim sheet check register May 2025, BR 8286. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Trojan, Simpson. Any questions on the claim sheet check register? Hearing none, roll call.
Hold on. I'm
Sure.
searching. Sorry. All right. 2.
Hello?
Sorry.
It's okay, we're just getting
Slow.
rearranged there.
Okay. Trojan,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Blake,
Yes.
Goldsmith, yes. Salto, Kudia,
Yes.
Gorski,
Yes.
motion carries.
Okay, we're at action item 2, approve purchase report A, fiscal year 2025 amendments, BR 8287-A. Have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Trojan, Simpson. Are we just going to assume that's going to be the rest of the day here? Any questions on purchase report A, BR 8287-A? Hearing no questions, roll call.
Trojan,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Blake,
Yes.
Goldsmith, yes. Salto,
Yes.
Kudia,
Yes.
Gorski,
Yes.
motion carries.
So we're on action item 2B. We've already dealt with the first item, and again, as a reminder, BR 8287B-1's already been voted on and was voted on in the affirmative. It was approved. I'm asking for a motion to approve fiscal year 2026 purchases BR 8287B-2. Moved by Kadia. Thank you for breaking the pattern here.
Second.
Seconded by Simpson. Any questions on that particular purchase report? Hearing none, roll call.
Trojan,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Blake,
Yes.
Goldsmith, yes. Salto,
Hey, you want it?
Salto,
Yes.
Kudia,
Yes.
Gorski,
Yes.
motion carries.
All right. I'm looking for a motion to approve purchase report C, fiscal year 2026, site rentals, BR 8287-C. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Kadia, seconded by Trojan.
Yep.
Any questions on purchase report C? Hearing none, roll call.
Trojan,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Blake,
Yes.
Goldsmith, yes. Salto,
Yes.
Kudia,
Yes.
Gorski,
Yes.
motion carries.
I believe Trustee Soltow is officially leaving the meeting now.
Trustee Saltall leaving?
Yes.
Yes.
At 6:05 PM. Thank you very much for your participation. Have a fine evening.
Thank you.
Thanks. Trustee Kadia is still with us in the meeting?
Yes.
All right.
I'm here.
Okay. I believe we're on what? Purchase report D? Is that it?
D.
D? Okay, do I have a motion to approve purchase report D, fiscal 2026 software licensing renewals, BR 8287-D. That's
So moved.
rude.
Second. And may I ask a question, Mr. Chairman?
Okay, so who made a motion? Bob Trojan or Simpson? And then seconded by John Nelson, and we have discussion. Trustee Nelson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Given your relative expertise in IT, are you going to support this these expenditures?
I have no reason not to support them. My only questions about some of the vendors that the college has used in the past, and I'm not specifically speaking about maybe tonight, are ones that historically I've always gotten really high quotes from and the like, and so have my colleagues. I'm trying to figure out why we're getting a break from that a vendor or two and the other ones aren't. But other than that, I don't have anything to add regarding this purchase report. So,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Chairman, are these not renewals for the most part? So we've already approved them, we're just renewing the renewal.
well, I'll answer in terms of, I mean, Rick Jenks would normally answer this, right? But in renewals, you typically could get through the same vendor depending if it's a multi-year renewal or if it's at the end of a renewal and you're starting a new renewal cycle, you could go through a different partner to get the renewal sometimes for certain things. I can't speak specifically to these, but as Trustee Nelson pointed out, I do have a little expertise in this regard, and I don't see anything unusual in these renewals. So.
Good.
Any other questions on this? Roll call on purchase report D, BR 8287-D.
Trojan,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Blake,
Yes.
Goldsmith, yes. Kudia,
yes,
Gorski,
Yes,
motion carries.
thank you very much. I'm looking for a motion to approve purchase report E, fiscal year 2026, blanket purchase orders BR 8287-E.
So moved.
Seconded.
Bob Trojan, seconded by Trustee Blake. Any questions on this purchase order? Hearing none, roll call.
Trojan,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Nelson,
No.
Blake,
Yes.
Goldsmith, yes. Kudia,
yes,
Gorski,
Yes.
motion carries.
All right, so we're on to action item 3, approve the bond parameters resolution providing for the issue of not to exceed $56,250,000 general obligation community college bond series 2025B for the purpose of paying claims against the district, which is us, providing for the levy of a direct annual tax sufficient to pay the principal and the interest on the bonds and authorizing the sale of the bonds to the purchaser thereof. BR 8288. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Trojan,
I'll second it, Mr. Chairman.
second by Trustee
I have a
Nelson, and I'm
question.
assuming you got a question. So,
We've certainly had this come up before, but can we get a breakdown, a general breakdown for the $56,250,000, what it's going for?
So if you recall, earlier this year, we issued the debt certificates. And that money is intended to be used for the downtown west construction, and it has been so far. So this $56.25 million is intended to pay off those debt certificates and issue the bonds, because the bonds are going to be relieved through tax levy. If we maintain the debt certificates, they'll come out of operating funds. So this money will be used to pay off the debt certificates, which are paying for downtown west.
And do we have a time period where we will, finally pay this off? And about how much are we going to pay off per year, if at all?
I do not have the schedule in front of me. However, I believe the final payment will be for levy year 2033. So these are less than 10-year debts, or 10-year bonds.
Isn't it about $12 million a year you're paying off the debt? About 12?
Our debt repayment for all of our outstanding
the bonds,
bonds is
yeah.
going to be rounding about
And it's a
$14 million
level.
a year level.
It's a level.
And then it drops off.
Right, and it drops.
which has been presented at a fairly recent meeting, correct?
Several
Correct.
meetings.
Right, okay.
And the 14 million drops off when?
In 2030,
Well, after-
2034.
Well, after we're off the board, John.
But we'll be lucky to be alive, Bob, you and me.
Now, let's not have any talk of that. He may want it, but I don't want it. You guys sticking around as long as I'm sticking around, so there you go.
Any other question?
No, ma'am.
All right. Any other questions? Roll call.
Trojan,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes?
Blake,
Yes.
Goldsmith, yes. Kudia,
yes,
Gorski,
Yes.
motion carries.
And I'd like to apologize if I insinuated anyone in this room would want any of the trustees what. Maybe different ones, but appreciate it. Thanks very much. All right, so we've already voted on and affirmed and voted and approved to BR 8289 and BR 8290. So let's move on to approve the compensation adjustment for the non-representative employees, BR 8291. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Nelson, seconded by Simpson. Discussion? Trustee Nelson.
Mr. Chairman, I believe I was present and asked our distinguished CFO if she believed this was fair, and she said it was. If not all the board members were on the board, I think last year, but last year we we made a slight increase. This year we're just accepting the recommendation, and it's really based on Ellen's assessment. I have no questions other than that comment because I think any of the finances ought to be explained at a formal meeting so that there is a record of it. So thank you.
Okay. Any other questions on this or comments? Roll call.
Trojan,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Blake,
Yes.
Goldsmith, yes. Kudia,
yes,
Gorski,
Yes.
motion carries.
Do I have a motion to approve the Career Pathways Jumpstart CPG JS, tongue time, Intergovernmental Agreement IGA, Belvedere Community Unit School District number 100, BR 8292.
So moved.
Seconded by,
Second.
okay, motion by, no. Did you second? Okay, Blake second, Nelson first. Discussion. Hearing no discussion, roll call.
Trojan,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Blake,
Yes.
Goldsmith, yes. Kudia,
yes,
Gorski,
Yes.
motion carries.
All right. Well, do you have a question? Yes. Thank you very much for your attendance. You have a very good evening. Please note that Trustee Kadia is leaving the meeting at 6:15.
Take care of yourself,
thank you,
Gloria.
everybody.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
And we still have a quorum, and so we're going to continue the meeting. Thank you very much. I have a motion to approve action item 8. Approve dual and articulated credit memorandum of understanding MOU with Belvedere Community Unit School District number 100, BR 8293. Motion?
So moved.
Nelson,
Second.
seconded by Simpson. Any discussion? Hearing none, all roll call.
Trojan,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Blake,
Yes.
Goldsmith, yes. Gorski,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you very much. Do I have a motion to approve the dual and articulated credit memorandum of understanding MOU for Hananiga Community High School District number 207, BR 8294?
Moved.
Second.
Moved by
Simpson.
Simpson, seconded by Nelson. Any discussion? I'd just like to thank, and in the middle of all these, I would really thank all of these school districts' participation and working with us, and for staff here for making sure they're all on board with us. Thank you very much. Roll call.
Trojan,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Blake,
Yes.
Goldsmith, yes. Gorski,
Yes.
motion carries.
Okay, next time, just group all the Belvedere ones, would you? Okay. Approve the Running Start Intergovernmental Agreement, IGA, Belvedere Community School District number 100, BR 8295. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Trustee Nelson moves.
Second.
Seconded by Bob Trojan. Any discussion? Compliments again to everybody arranging the agreements and to the school districts participating. Roll call.
Trojan,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Blake,
Yes.
Goldsmith, yes. Gorski,
Yes.
motion carries.
And I'm looking at action item 11. I'm just going to call it off. And for discussion purposes, BR 8296, number not assigned. So there's nothing to take action on.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm not going to ask for a vote on it. So item number 12, approve the intergovernmental agreement, IGA 2025-2026, IDOT Highway Construction Career 8CCTP BR 8297. Motion.
Moved.
Second.
Motion by Bob Trojan, seconded by Trustee Nelson. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Trojan,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Blake,
Yes.
Goldsmith, yes. Gorski,
Yes.
motion carries.
And we've already voted on and approved the personnel report 8298. We're moving into other business, new business. President Spearman, offering any new business?
No new business.
President Spearman, any unfinished business?
Yes, I just want the board to know that we did reach out to Electroform, and we spoke to Wade Clark of Electroform. He was excited or appreciative that we are still considering or now considering the 10-year, potentially 10-year tax abatement. I did also reach out to Mayor McNamara because we need to figure out who's going to lead this paperwork and things of that nature. Mayor McNamara said that he will take the lead on it, provide that information. Once he has the paperwork, he would follow up with me so that we can provide it to the board to determine if you still want to vote on it. So maybe next month or maybe the next following month, I'm not for sure his timeline, but he said he'll take the lead.
And as with my discussions with President Spearman and Trustee Trojan had an interest in this also. Again, the college would like to get guidance from the city about where they stand with it. Plus, we have not been presented with a formal proposal other than phone call or suggestion or an email. So no formal document. So that's why it's not before us as an actionable item, and that's one of the reasons. So when we have that and the communication with the city is worked out, there'll be some form of actionable item presented to us to look at
Yes.
eventually when it.
Right. Once
Hopefully,
Mayor McNamara put the paperwork together, he will provide that information so that then there's an actionable item before the board.
Okay. Any other unfinished business?
No, sir. Oh. Yes. Water bill. Thank you. Thank you, Matt, for that. So today, we found out with the Downtown West Campus that we have a water bill approximately $26,000 that we're going to pay no matter what. It's new property. And so we have to pay it, but we need to pay it. They want us to pay it by Friday, and we need to pay it by Friday so that the construction is not interrupted. And so we want to make sure that the board is aware that the administration would like to move forward with this. The actual bill will be realized on the following months. What would that be? July's purchase report. You will see it at that point in time. And I just want to make sure we're all on the same page, seeing if there are any questions.
I'd just like to let the fellow trustees know that President Spearman alerted this to me about as soon as he could after finding out. And I'd also like to remind trustees, if we've engaged with a business or an entity and have an agreement for services or product and they've delivered it, we're legally liable for paying those bills. At this time, the bill is coming due kind of in between our approval processes, so it'll be in the next month's purchase report. And I believe Trustee Nelson had a question. Is that?
So what exactly is the $26,000 water bill for?
It is,
I mean, we all pay water bills, don't get me wrong.
well, it's the.
I don't.
You want me to do it?
Oh, go
I've
ahead.
got well.
It is for the water connection fees for both of the campuses. So it is to connect to the main.
So it's connection, not usage.
Right, it is connection fees
fees.
So
for
are we
construction.
connected?
We are not currently connected. We have to pay the connection fees to the city of Rockford to connect to the water system, and the water is needed as part of the construction process right now
This is for downtown
for
campus.
downtown.
No, I understand that. And our good friends at the city wouldn't, wait for our process.
So we have to pay before they get connected? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Well,
That's unusual.
No,
are
not
they
really.
worried we're not good for it?
For example, I'll digress just for a moment. For example, if you live in the county but you border with the city and your septic system or your water system fails and the like, or your septic too, but and they want to come and run water to your place, before they'll actually do it, very often they ask for the money up front or in installment payments, and people are like, well, one, I didn't ask for you to come out here, and two, why again? So yeah, it's just the way they
And there may be some other fees in the future, but here's the thing. Rick decided it was better to do it this way than have those fees sort of hidden under the construction fees and things like that. So that way we know it, and we have the flexibility to move forward, and there's no additional
This is a
fee on
one-time
top
fee.
of it.
This is a one-time
But
fee.
this one is a one-time fee.
Right. Any other questions on it?
Oh,
Blake?
No, you just answered my question.
Okay. I told him to punch me if you had any questions.
Okay.
Anything else? Okay. So that's it for unfinished business then?
yes.
Okay, so updates and reports. President's update.
Thank you, Chairman Gorski. Last week, I had the opportunity to participate in our non-credit workforce development CNC completion ceremony at the ATC. The students had the opportunity to earn 5 credentials through the National Institute of Metalworking Skills, also known as NIMS. The 5 credentials are measurement, material safety, mill setup, mill programming, and lathe programming. 11 out of 12 students completed the program. Of the 11 students that completed the program, there were 30 total credentials earned, and the students that did not complete those, their earned credential, their final credential, the instructors gave them an opportunity to come back this week to complete them as well. Overall, students received 48 interviews and 20 job offers. As of last Wednesday, at the end of the completion ceremony, 8 students already accepted a position, and they started this past Monday, or should I say yesterday. One of the parents shared with me that his son was unsure of his future and didn't have an identity. Now he walks with more confidence and is proud of his accomplishments at RVC. And I simply want to thank Dr. Stewart, Peter Held, Dean of Workforce Development, CNC instructors, Chance Cruz, and Patrick Shimon for an outstanding job. That concludes my report this evening.
Your leadership team updates.
Greetings, trustees. RVC commemorated Juneteenth on Wednesday, June 18th, 2025, with soul food, an African libation ceremony, words of inspiration from the founder of the Rockford Juneteenth celebration, Tommy Meeks, and a discussion of Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show. RVC music faculty Christopher Joyner performed the song Make Them Hear You from the musical Ragtime. 13 lucky participants won a chance to see the opening of Ragtime at the Starlight Theater later that evening, where Christopher Joyner served as the musical director. Kudos to the Cultural Excellence and Belonging staff and everyone else who provided support for this event. And congratulations to ADA Compliance Coordinator Eric Brown on his forthcoming appointment to the Illinois Statewide Independent Living Council. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions? Oh, Trustee Nelson.
Did you say 13 people got tickets to ragtime? Why not 19?
Outside my budget.
Ask for more.
Go ahead.
Good evening, trustees. Several updates for you this evening. First of all, congratulations to the RVC golf team that recently competed in the NJCAA Division III National Tournament in Chautauqua, New York. On the men's side, Logan Garofal finished tied for 22nd overall out of 79 golfers. And on the women's side, 3 ladies participated. Megan Reddig finished 5th overall. Maya Johnson finished 12th, and Estelle Poshpill finished 18th. All 3 women then also earned All-American honors. We didn't win it all, though, so next year. Also, earlier this month, the TRIO program staff and students successfully conducted 2 educational and college exposure trips, providing valuable learning experiences for those participating students across these programs. The first group traveled to Southern Illinois University Edwardsville and Arkansas State University from June 10th to the 14th. Participants included 20 students from Upward Bound, TRIO SSS Complete, and Achieve, and 3 staff members. The next trip was to Washington, D.C. from June 16th to 20th. Different participants included 12 students and 3 staff members. The focus of that trip was civic engagement, historical awareness, and academic motivation. This summer, the TRIO program and summer enrollment activities include 6 weeks of participation on campus for the Upward Bound program students, serving 50 students. TRIO is currently serving 130 students in their complete program and 84 students in the Achieve program. And again, those students will be, the Upward Bound students will be on campus. They started last week for the next 6 weeks. 29 students are participating in the summer Upward Bound program. Quick few updates from our advising and retention department. The Aviation Maintenance Program held its annual career fair last Wednesday and welcomed 101 current aviation students to participate in this fair, and 12 company partners were on site to engage in networking conversations and hiring opportunity discussions. Wednesday, tomorrow, the first new student welcome event is for this coming summer, and that's the first event of 6 various new student welcome events that will happen this summer. Tomorrow's event, we have 135 students registered to attend, and 436 students have currently registered across all 6 summer dates. Finally, I'm pleased to report that Omicron Eta, the RVC Phi Theta Captor chapter, was recently recognized for their excellence at their annual convention. Students Cass Cruz, and Sarah Greenlee received the Hall of Honor Officers Awards. These officers demonstrated excellent leadership skills and a command of Phi Theta Kappa programming. Additionally, student Alyssa Arvig received an Outstanding Member Award for her contributions to the chapter. The chapter also received the College Project Award, previously recognized as a CC Smart Champion Award at the International Convention. RVC Phi Theta Kappa's project showcases how RVC demonstrate community colleges are an excellent, provide excellent opportunities and is a smart choice for students. Finally, RVC's Phi Theta Kappa chapter was recognized as a 5-star chapter, which is a notation of continuing merit. A 5-star designation signifies that the chapter has reached the highest level of engagement in the Phi Theta Kappa program and includes leadership development and honors programming. And that is my report. Thank you.
Any questions? Trustee Nelson.
Dr. Pryor, I noticed you said Division III for the golf.
Correct.
But, and we joined, I thought, Division II, but that's not for everybody? Or
that does not include bowling, which is actually a Division I level, because there's only one division in bowling. Golf maintains the 3 divisions, but we do not offer a scholarship program in golf and remained at the Division III level.
Is that based on budgetary constraints or?
The golf program was new about the same time as we were moving from transitioning from Division III to Division II and had not established a Division III program yet.
Is there a chance it will be able to move up to Division II? Or
that is something we have talked about initially, but not have had sustained conversations about at this time. We certainly will be looking at that, yes.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
No report? Okay, thank you.
Good evening, trustees. For the enrollment update, Summer 2 began on June 16th with a second 4-week session scheduled to begin on July 14th. As of today, we are 21% ahead of last year, 25% ahead of budget, and 21% ahead of the stretch goal. The fall semester begins August 16th, and as of today, we are 6% ahead of last year, 76% to budget, and 73% to the stretch goal. Multiple things contribute to that, but I do want to point out a few things we're doing in the marketing area that contribute to enrollment and also having community on campus. We currently are running 4 billboard campaigns, one for the RVC fall credit enrollment, one for community and continuing education summer enrollments, one for the Starlight 2025 season, and one which is called Make It in Illinois, which is a statewide grant-funded program for manufacturing programs. You will notice our materials on 12 digital and 8 poster billboards throughout the district. Starlight advertisements are also running on 3 billboards in southern Wisconsin. We also have 30-second spots for the Make It in Illinois program and general brand awareness on local networks, Xfinity, Hulu, Disney, YouTube, and other streaming platforms. Finally, I want to share with you our acceptance into the American Association of Colleges and Universities 2025-2026 Institute on AI, Pedagogy, and the Curriculum. The Institute kicks off in September and provides a structured 8-month experience that will guide us through development and implementation of our AI action plans. The team we will send includes faculty, staff, and administrators. Thank you.
Any questions?
So is any of that AI knowledge able to be dispersed to the trustees, or anybody is interested, rather?
I mean, we'll continue to share whatever we learn with you.
Yeah, I'd be interested, because it's, I've been kind of dabbling in it myself, and it's really fascinating.
Bob seemed amazed. They used 4 different AI search engines and got 4 different answers on the very same question. He asked me why. It's because the programmers are lazy and they're not all that good and they're inconsistent and they all have different goals. Everybody's got a goal, Bob. Everybody's got a different goal.
The reason I bring it up again is that, you know, back in Seattle when we went last October or whatever, that was the buzzword around all the people at attendance was AI. It's here. You better get on it. You better learn it. So that's what I want. I want to learn it.
AI's been here for, let's see, there were science fiction shows that mentioned it in the late 50s and the early 60s, but I think officially 1972 was the kickoff for AI. So it's been around a long time, and I think the markets are just down and they need to really pump some product in the IT since hardware isn't doing it. So, any other questions? We'll expect a non-AI generated report on the AI.
My entire report was non-AI generated tonight.
Thank you very much. Well, you're going to like my own personal comments coming up, I think. So, any questions? Okay, next. Okay.
I have a couple brief things. First, I want to thank the board for approving the budget prior to the beginning of our new fiscal year.
Yes.
We are one of the few community colleges that do that in our state of Illinois. Second thing.
Yes, that's awesome.
Second, I want to let you know that our bond sale will go out on July 7th and settle before the end of the month. And the final thing, I'm wearing a Rick Jenks hat right now, but it's a positive thing. If you've not been past the downtown location, today the first vertical wall went up.
Yes.
Okay.
What went up?
The first vertical wall.
Oh, the first vertical wall. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Well, better
Any
get
other
that
leadership team
water bill
updates?
paid.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Just
You don't have any other team here?
No.
Okay, next item is the ICTA report. Any report?
ICTA.
Well, ICTA, the primary focus of ICTA right now, I think, is still on legislation. One of the things that they wanted, one of the emails I saw wanted all the trustees to check the legislation that they're keeping an eye on in case they wanted to give input. The big thing, of course, is baccalaureate. Baccalaureate has faced some stiff opposition from the the regional universities who, particularly Western, Southern, and
Chicago State?
Yeah.
Chicago State?
Chicago State, correct. And apparently they've taken big hits in their in their enrollment. Western was featured in a Wall Street Journal article about how they've raised dorms and the downtown is suffering and all of this kind of thing. What they need and the analysis was, and I know this to be true, that the regional universities went from being supported by the state to in the tune of 76% down to I think 40 or under, and they had to raise tuition, and that's what keeps our enrollment going. But a lot of the universities are afraid that once the community colleges get the right of baccalaureate, we'll just put them out of business, although their negotiations are ongoing. But that's our primary focus, particularly since the governor was behind that. And I mean, it's no secret that J.B. Pritzker wants to run for president, and he's the right age. He's 60, and it looks like some of the competition is falling by the wayside in terms of running money or raising money.
Can we bring this back to ICTA?
The point being, Mr. Chairman, that he put himself out to heavily support baccalaureate, and now the baccalaureate supporters are saying, we got some things through the legislature, and we're going to keep chipping away. Hopefully that'll work out. But trustees ought to keep the encouragement to our state legislators and local folks so that we maintain a high profile. So that's my report.
Okay, and I'm going to start off with you. You got another bang at this trustees report.
My trustees report would be, as most of all present know, I came on the board in 2017. That makes it 8 years. I have 2 years to go. And when Paul and I first came on, Paul, more than me, I think because I had a 6-year term, were looked at as new trustees that should be seen and not heard. Both of us had extensive political experience, me with the Democratic State Central Committee and attorney-related government involvement. Paul with various offices that he held, county board, township trustee of Cherry Valley, and other elected posts. And we didn't quite feel that way, and as time has marched on, we feel that way even less. And I wouldn't expect any changes. Thank you.
Trustee Simpson, any word?
I don't have anything other than that I will not be at the committee of the whole meeting in July because I will be in Florida.
Thank you.
Well, you have my sympathy.
Trustee
Hotter than that.
Yes, I'm pleased again to hear the report on the enrollment being up over last year, more so than to budget. I mean, over year on year is always good. You know, I look at the enrollment as the driver of the college. I look at the world I grew up in and still am in, the manufacturing world. We rely on orders coming in the door. And I look at the enrollment as orders coming into Rock Valley College. So, you know, we all support, and I applaud everybody who rallies around the enrollment issue, because that's what keeps this college alive and what keeps it growing. Everything else supports it. So keep it up. Doing a great job, everybody that's contributing to the enrollment side. That's a key factor. Keep it up. It's going great.
Any other comments?
Pardon me?
Any other comments?
Oh, I think that's it.
Ditto. Jenna?
I just wanted to quickly say I saw one of the Starlight billboard when I was sitting at that terrifying light at Alpine and Newburgh. And it was like a beacon above my head. Like I was like, oh, and then there it was. And it's cool. Like it's kind of abstract, but really recognizable for RVC. So that was great. Thank you for giving me a distraction from that terrible intersection otherwise.
Okay.
That's all.
And I'd just like to please somebody in the administration remind the trustees of the parade opportunities coming up, I believe, this Saturday, and then again on July 4th.
Yes.
Okay.
We will expect an email tomorrow from Ann Kerwitz. She'll send that with more information. We keep getting additional information, so we decided not to share any more tonight. We hope to have it all by tomorrow. Send it to you.
Appreciate it. Now, my report is based on recent discussions and votes and tabling or moving votes and stuff and discussions with people. Kind of a comment on cause and effect and communication and keeping lines of communication open. For those who aren't familiar, and I think Heather is, there's a little book out there. If you give a mouse a cookie, it's about a little a child who gives a mouse a cookie, and he gives the mouse a cookie, and that mouse is gonna ask for a glass of milk, and then he'll probably ask for a straw. And when he's all done, they're going to ask for a napkin. And being a vain little mouse, he's going to want a mirror to take a look and look at the milk mustache. And the rest of the story goes on and essentially comes back in a circle. Well, that cause and effect works both ways. And my advice to President Spearman and anybody making presentations here to the board, if you're presenting a cookie to us, assume that we're going to want the milk straw and the napkin, but not necessarily all the details like the mirror, because politicians don't like looking themselves in the mirror. So. And to the board and fellow trustees, if you're asking for a cookie, but you really mean the cookie, the milk, the straw, and the napkin, be specific. Give your specific recommendations and or requests out there, so we have open lines of communication. But please don't get too picky about the bendy straw or the color of the napkin. Let the administration go with it after you make a request and trust their response. I think we heard even this evening we had a discussion again on the turf versus field, and you heard multiple people doing research on their own. I think the turf is the cookie could have, and that some of that research been kind of headed off with a little bit more information at the first time, but I do appreciate all the work and efforts gone into it. So it's a lesson to be learned from all of us, and just let's be more specific. Let's give a little bit more detail sometimes when we're communicating, just to make sure we don't go on. And then again, a reminder to the trustees, and as I have passed out or emailed handbooks to new trustees from the ICTA and highlighted certain sections for them probably to review. It's our role for policy and fiduciary and to act on recommendations made through President Spearman and his team, actionable items, or make changes to policy or interpret policy. So I'd just like to do that a little bit better, cleaner going into the future here. So student trustee comment.
Thank you. Good evening, members of the board. At this time, I don't have any formal updates to present, but I would like to take a moment to share how I've been approaching the start of my term and preparing for the year ahead as my role as student trustee. Over the past several weeks, I've focused on getting oriented with the responsibilities of this position. That has included reviewing the recent board agendas and minutes, setting prior decisions, and familiarizing myself with the college's governance structure and student-related policies. My goal is to be informed and prepared as possible when engaging with matters that affect the student body, both in board discussions and beyond. While summer is typically a quieter time for student activity, I'm using this period intentionally to lay the groundwork for meaningful engagement in the fall. Usually in the fall, that's when there's a lot more student activity. In the summer, we don't really get that much. Students aren't really on campus. So I plan to begin to outreach to student leaders and clubs at the start of the academic year in the fall of 2025 to better understand the priorities, needs, and concerns of the student community. In the meantime, I will be visiting the campus this July to observe the RVC Smart Camp program and speak with participating students to gather feedback about their experience. I also plan to attend one of the upcoming open orientation events for new and incoming students. These opportunities will allow me to start connecting with students early and to begin building relationships that will inform how I represent their interests moving forward. And while I don't have any immediate concerns or formal matters to raise at this time, I want to reaffirm my commitment to this role. I view this summer as a valuable opportunity to learn, reflect, and prepare to serve the student body with clarity and care. And I want to thank you all for giving me the opportunity, and especially the student body for the opportunity to be able to serve. And I look forward to working alongside all of you in the months ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. RVC Foundation Liaison Report.
Yes, there have been 389 scholarship awards to 353 students during the first application period. There will be a second chance application period that will open up in mid-August for only a several-week period. The budget that has been set for this fiscal year is about $900,000, a record. The campaign, the $2.5 million downtown campaign, while it's been kind of low-key, Brittany does have close to $1.5 million committed. So it's well on its way to achieving, and probably, I hate to say it, but overachieving the goal. So that's my report for today.
Thank you. Any questions for Bob? Okay. The Freedom of Information Act FOIA report was provided to you. Any questions on that? Okay. I'd like to adjourn to closed session to discuss the appointment or dismissal of specific mice. Oh, no.
I thought we were not having a closed.
We don't have a closed session, so, correct?
Correct.
Okay. You want to discuss the performance of certain mice? Okay. Date of the next Committee of the Whole meeting is July 8th, 2025, 5:15 p.m. The meeting will be held in the Performing Arts Room, PAR Room 0214, located in Educational Resource Center, ERC, on the main campus. And then the date of the next regular board meeting, July 22nd, 2025, 5:15. The meeting will be held in the Performing Arts Room, PAR Room 0214, located in Educational Resource Center. And in the unlikely event more than 3 or 4 of us show up for the parades, you will send out a notice in open meetings. Will you? No. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Moved by Nelson, seconded by Trojan. Roll call.
Trojan,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Blake,
Yes.
Goldsmith, yes, Gorski,
Yes.
motion carries.
I want a napkin.
Boom.
Thanks.